All right, let's talk about something that could literally change the course of your life. What to do with your first $10,000. I mean, if you've managed to save up that much, first of all, congratulations, that's amazing. But what you do next, that's what can really put you on the path to financial freedom.
So, maybe you've got that 10 grand just sitting in your bank account right now. And yeah, seeing that number feels good, right? It gives you this sense of security, this little buffer. But what if that money could be doing so much more? What if it could be out there working for you 24/7, even while you sleep?
Because honestly, this is where the magic can happen. By making a few smart moves right now, you can turn that $10,000 safety net into a powerful engine for building real wealth. So let's get into how to make that money work so you don't miss out on its incredible potential.
Okay, so from the time we're kids, we're all taught to save money. But what if I told you that just saving isn't enough? In fact, that safe money you have tucked away in a savings account, it might actually be losing value every single day. Let's break that down.
Think of the money in your savings account as lazy money. It's just sitting there. It feels secure, it seems like the responsible thing to do, but it's not really doing much work. You might get, maybe 4% interest right now if you're lucky? Now compare that to putting that same money to work by investing it, where it could earn an average of 8%. That 4% difference might not sound like a lot, but trust me, it adds up incredibly fast.
And here's the proof. Look at this. After just 10 years, your $10,000 grows to about $15,000 in that savings account. Not bad. But if you had invested it, it could be worth over $21,000. That's more than $6,000 extra just for making a different choice. It's the same amount of starting money, but you get a completely different result. And that gap, it just gets wider and wider over time.
But wait, it gets worse. There's this invisible force that's constantly working against your savings. It's called inflation. Every year, things get more expensive, which means every dollar you have buys a little bit less than it did the year before. It is a quiet but relentless thief of your wealth.
To put this in perspective, just look at this number. Back in 1990, 10 grand was a lot of money. To buy the same amount of stuff today that you could with $10,000 back then, you would need almost $25,000. That is the devastating power of inflation over time. It shows you that just holding cash isn't a winning strategy. You have to grow your money faster than inflation is eating it away.
So, if saving isn't the whole answer, then what is? Well, the solution is investing. And its real secret weapon, its superpower, is a concept that is so simple but so powerful: compounding.
Let's picture that $10,000 again. But this time, it's invested and earning an average of 8% a year. After year one, you've made $800. It's nice, but it's not going to change your life, right? But check out what happens over time. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. By year 5, you're at 15,000. Year 10, you're over 21. And by year 20, your initial 10 grand has ballooned to over $46,000. You've more than quadrupled your money without adding another dime.
This is what compound interest is all about. It's a chain reaction. Your money earns a return. Then that return starts earning its own return. You're not just getting growth on your original investment, you're getting growth on the growth. It's this beautiful cycle that can turn a pretty modest sum of money into a serious fortune if you just give it enough time.
Okay, so you get it. Compounding is awesome. But how do you actually do it? This is where people get intimidated, but it's way easier than you think. I'm going to give you a super simple 3-step plan you can start using literally today.
First things first, let's grab the lowest hanging fruit. If your job offers a pension or a retirement plan and they matched your contributions, you have to do that first. It's an instant, guaranteed return on your money. It is literally free money. Next, look for a tax-free or tax-advantaged account like an ISA. The growth in these accounts is sheltered from taxes, which makes a huge difference down the road. And then finally, if you've maxed those out and still have money to invest, you can open a regular general investment account.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking. What about buying a property? And look, real estate can be a fantastic investment, but for a beginner, it's tough. You need a massive down payment, you've got to deal with tenants, repairs, taxes. It's a very active thing. Stocks and funds, on the other hand, are so much more accessible. You can start with a small amount of money, and it's almost completely passive. For most people just starting out, it's a much easier path.
So what do you actually buy? My advice? Keep it simple. Don't try to pick the next big stock. The best bet for most of us is a low-cost, diversified index fund. Something like an S&P 500 fund gets you a tiny slice of the 500 biggest companies in the US. An all-world fund gets you companies from all over the globe. The most important part, though, look at the fees. You want funds with super low fees because even a small percentage can eat up a massive chunk of your profits over the decades. All right, knowing what to do is half the battle. Knowing what not to do is the other half. So let's talk about the 3 most common and costly mistakes that new investors make. If you can avoid these traps, you'll be way ahead of the game.
Mistake number 1, and it is by far the biggest, is waiting. Procrastination. It's so easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis, but the cost of just doing nothing is huge. Look at this. If you invest that 10 grand at age 25, it could be worth over $100,000 by the time you're 60. But if you wait just 10 years and start at 35, it's only worth about $68,000. That 10-year delay costs you over $30,000. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now.
You've probably heard this before, but it is the absolute truth. It's not about trying to be a genius and predict when the market will go up or down. That's a fool's game. It's about time in the market. The longer your money is invested, the more time it has for that compounding magic to work. Just get in and stay in.
Okay, mistake number 2 is getting overconfident and chasing trends. There's this psychological thing called the Dunning-Kruger effect, which basically means when we're new to something, we often think we know more than we do. We see some hot stock or a crypto coin going to the moon and think we found a shortcut, but by the time you hear about it on the news, you're usually too late.
Now, that's not to say you can't ever buy individual stocks or crypto, but you have to be smart about it. Treat it like fun money, your Vegas money. Take a very small piece of your portfolio, a portion you would be totally okay with losing completely, and you can play with that. But your serious, long-term wealth should be in those boring, diversified funds.
And the third big mistake, panicking when the market drops. And trust me, it will drop. That's a normal part of investing. But our human instinct is to see red and want to sell everything to stop the bleeding. The problem is, all you're doing is turning a temporary paper loss into a real permanent one. The best way to avoid this is to have that emergency fund we talked about, that 3 to 6 months of expenses, so you're not forced to sell at the worst possible time.
Wow, okay, we have covered a ton of ground. I know it can feel like a lot. So let's just boil it all down into a simple, clear action plan to get you started on building your new financial future. Here it is, your roadmap. First, build your foundation. Get that emergency fund in place and destroy any high-interest debt, like credit cards. Then, start investing, prioritizing those accounts with employer matches and tax breaks. Set up automatic transfers so it happens without you even thinking about it. And then, and this is important, stop looking at it all the time. Just let it do its thing. Building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. And honestly, the hardest part is just getting started. It gets so much easier from there.
You have everything you need to completely change your financial story. It isn't about being a stock market genius or getting lucky. It's about making smart, simple choices and then just being consistent over time. That $10,000, it's ready to start working hard for you. The only question is, are you ready to let it?